Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Inside the Kingdom. I'm Alex, your host, bringing you behind the scenes insights into the comics that make us laugh, think, and sometimes scratch our heads. Today, we're diving into the offbeat, everyday, surreal world of Break of Day, created by the wonderfully named Nate Fakes. How you doing, Nate?
Hey, I'm doing good, Alex. Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here.
Of course,
If
man. It's always an awesome time to sit here and, and talk comics, but specifically talk Break of Day and obviously what's the latest in the world of Nate Fakes. Um, yeah, I mean, so we are the tail end, the dog days of summer, right? It's the end of this. We're going into fall,
yeah,
unbelievably so.
can't believe it. Seems like I just saw you like feels like last week at San Diego Comic Con, and here it is
Right?
already. Like the summer is wrapping up. I've only been to the pool I think one time, and every year I do that. Like, man, I'm gonna be going to the pool like every day of the week out here. No, that just doesn't happen. But
Yeah, dude. That was like a week ago, wasn't it? And it's just time has
dude, I just
blown by.
unpacked. Like I just got I mean, actually serious. Yesterday I found the backpack of all my books and stuff, and I finally unpacked it. I was like, oh, I saw all was in there, and yeah. So I think it was last week. I don't know. Maybe we did a time jump or something, and just something happened. But yeah. So, anyways, man, as always, yeah, good seeing you again here in the digital podcast world.
Yeah, yeah, in the lovely confines of I guess the King Features, Hearst Tower, and San Diego, the miracles of tech has allowed us to be able to do this remotely, right? So,
one
and
Hundred
to everyone's
percent.
chagrin, you're seeing this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're watching this today. Obviously, thank you for joining us and being around for this conversation. So, Nate, let's jump right in. I'm gonna go straight into like your origins, man, and
Let's
and
do it.
and some questions I had and stuff that I've learned over time, and even recently while I did a bit of my research before this pod, right? So I'm gonna start with the name Nate Fakes. It's a family name, right? Or is it real? Is it
Yeah, for all you guys out there that just don't, I get it all the time. Nate fakes, like, is your name fake? And this world of AI too, like any convention or thing I'm out there as, are these fake AI fake cartoons or what are these? No, believe it or not, guys, that is actually my last name, and there's not many of us out there. It's like the last of the Mohicans. I think there's I'm probably the only fakes in California. There's a few of us floating around in other states, but yeah, that's my actual last name. And rumor, it's the family disputes this, but if you've ever heard of Guy Fawkes Day, some people have heard of it, some people haven't. It's an English holiday, and apparently Fox became fakes somehow, and yeah, that's kind of the whole origin of it.
well,
So
that
it's a
works, right?
yeah,
When I read that, I was like, "What? What? I don't remember Nate telling me that."
yeah. I mean, again, it's a rumor. It might be true, might not. I don't know. I just go with it. You know what? It's a good story, I guess. Look up Guy Fawkes, and you'll see. Like, I won't get into the details here, but it's a pretty good story. And so yeah, my name is a blessing and a curse. Not many fakeses. That's good. But I yeah, people misinterpret it all the time. And the bad thing about it too, if you wonder why I signed my full name on Break of Day, by the way, if you Google N fakes, well, you can get some questionable material that pops up from yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, if I put my full name out there just for that reason, I used to sign it N fakes, but yeah, you can get some stuff pop up that might not be safe for work. Put it that way.
Well, yeah, yeah. Definitely tried not to open it up on your work PCs and
Not
take
that
it,
I've tried. I mean, I
take
haven't.
it anywhere else, right? So, adding to that origin, I mean, Nate, you sold your first cartoon in the fifth grade.
I did, yeah. And true story, it kicked off my career because, yeah, there's a contest in fifth grade to do the elementary school yearbook, and I won, and I got $5. And at that time, I was like, "Holy crap! Like you can actually make money drawing pictures." And like, I always loved cartoons and comics, but when you're a kid, you don't really think of making money or anything. And yeah, so I got $5. I bought some candy with it, probably or something. I don't know, and it's probably gone in a day. But it's a lot of money back then, for $5 in
It's
fifth grade.
still today might be yeah, it might be
Yeah,
something cartoonist wants.
you might buy
It's
today. You could
pretty
probably buy
sick.
like maybe one half a candy bar, maybe I don't know, but
Yeah, I didn't get a half a Snickers there with $5 today.
yeah.
Um, so the
So
dream
that
was to
that
make
that
people
got me
laugh, right?
rolling, man.
So the dream from there was to make people laugh, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so that segues into your college roots, I think, a bit. And correct me where I'm wrong here. Obviously, you went to Wright State, and you started
Yes.
writing political gag cartoons for the Wright State Guardian.
Yeah, that was Break of Day. Actually started at Wright State back in 2003, a long, long time ago. And yeah, I was a staff cartoonist for the paper, so I did a Break of Day, and then also did an opinion piece. But a lot of times they went something political, and I'm not a political cartoonist, so those I mean, look, I hate to say it, they sucked. They were pretty bad. Looking back in the day, back at them today, especially I used markers, and it was just pretty wonky, and especially the political ones. I didn't really know 100% what I was doing. But Break of Day, though, started back then. Yeah, it was at the time. I mean, that, and just to let you know, like at that time, then I got paid, I think it was 125 every 2 weeks. And that seemed like a fortune from $5. It kind of, it kept going up a little bit. And once again, it kind of, it just, it made me just want to go further and further. So it was a really, yeah, it was good. It was a good launching pad, a second launching pad, I guess.
Well, I'm glad that obviously it did what it was the launching pad because we're all the better for it, right? Because I guess let's segue right into Break of Day, the official strip. Fast forward a bit because that was 2003.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
that was it shows my age, a very long time ago.
yeah, let's edit that out. We don't got to talk about years. No, no, I kid.
Heck,
Um,
I'm only 21 if you can't tell, but
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm being schooled right now. And so, fast forward to 2011, Break of Day launched on Go Comics. It was a single panel strip. Let's talk about Break of Day a bit. It's a single panel strip. It's very reminiscent of Far Side, Bizarro. Obviously, you have your own flavor on it. And always surreal, of course, but always unexpected. Adding to that, but maybe expand on that transition from just idea or right state guardian beginnings to a full on digital strip. And obviously, it was on Go Comics, but we'll talk about the transition afterwards. And what it became there.
yeah, so it was just like basically after college, I kind of stopped Break of Day for a while because I didn't have a platform. I didn't have the newspaper or anything to publish it at, and I was kind of took a break. I actually interned at Mad Magazine during that time, so I was doing some stuff with Mad, and it came back around in 2000, I think 10. There was a contest out there, a cartooning contest. So I was just thought to myself, what could I do? And I thought, you know what? I love doing Break of Day back in college. Let's dust it off and let's try it again. So I started creating some Break of Day cartoons. Put it in the contest. I didn't win the contest whatsoever. I was like, I don't even remember. It was like people voted on it, and it went a ways, but I didn't win. But with that, I was actually able to self syndicate it in the Tampa Bay Tribune. I was living in Florida at the time, so it was in the paper every day actually. And then from that, I submitted out to Go Comics, and I was actually on Go. What was it called? Comics Sherpa, I think. Yeah, Comics Sherpa they called it. At the
Okay.
time, you could actually upload your own comics to Go Comics
Okay.
for just to test them out. And so I was doing that, and then I got in touch with the editor Sheena, and it was when was it? June, I think, of 2011 became syndicated every day of the week on there. So it
Yeah,
was
that was awesome.
syndication. That was just digital, so it's kind of weird calling it syndication, but it was
Yeah. Digital always has this weird like slant to it, right? And Comics
yeah,
Kingdom and Go Comics are both the digital outlets for that stuff. Fast forward that to 2023. That's how you and I met.
heck yeah.
You made the jump from Go
I
to Comics
jumped
Kingdom.
ship. Yes, I jumped ship,
Yeah,
and
became part of KFS.
I did.
Meaning, I guess now with syndication, you're reaching broad audiences, right? We have you on digital, we have you in newspaper print, which is awesome, and we're bringing Brick Day to the masses, and we're doing this interview, obviously, in celebration of that as well. Uh, Talk about that. What's that been? And don't worry, you don't have to mince words. You can punch me in the belt if you need here. No,
Yeah,
I
working with you
kid.
guys, man. I got to take aspirin every day, and I'm hitting the bars before 5 o'clock. But
Wait till Jen. Wait till we
other than
get a
that,
hold
you
of
guys
Jen
have
and we
been
let her know
freaking
what you
amazing
said here.
and awesome. You guys, seriously, it's been with King Features. My gosh, like last year, Break of Days in about 80 newspapers now, physical newspapers,
Yep.
and I was just blown away by that. Just this day and age with newspapers. It's different than it, but that was always the dream with with Break of Day and just being a cartoonist, is to get in as many newspapers physical as you can. And so it's grown in that area. Yeah, Comics Kingdom 2 is awesome. I love the revamp that happened there and everything. No, just chilling out with you guys has been a fantastic experience. And no, I'm not trying to kiss ass or anything here for a big bonus check or a big, gift basket at Christmas time. But if you want to send one, you can.
We'll get on that.
No,
I think that's
it's been
earned
awesome.
one. Yeah.
What's that?
I think that's definitely earned a bonus. Let me make a note of that and talk to
Okay, I'm going to note that. I'll just put it down here. Bonus. All right.
I gotta let Jen know too. I'm gonna give Jen the aspirin news. Wait till she hears that, and she's like, "Oh, really? Really?" You'll get a feedback from her. Jen is our lovely editor, one of our lovely editors down in obviously in Orlando, along with
Jen's amazing. I feel like I've sent her one too many emails, especially when it started off for a while there. But no, she's.
They honestly keep this machine going. As much as the folks have seen me on the interwebs, but we have a ton of personnel that do all the hard and necessary work to make this happen and bring this magic to you all. With that said, not waxing long on there, I kind of talk more about Break of Day's concepts and the material that you put together and what makes it so unique, right? And so one of the things that I like about the surreal aspect of your strip is there aren't real personalities in it, and you're taking inanimate objects. So maybe talk about that a bit. Like what was the design decision to go there?
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, because in the world of gag cartoons, there's so many out there already. I mean, you got Gary Larson, you got all the ones out today, and you try to do something unique and different. Like all of us gag cartoonists try for that, and that's what so with my niche, I'd say, is definitely like inanimate objects, and it comes about just by a lot of observation just around the house, everyday objects that I use. And like what are these things thinking, like what's the personality that they have, if they could talk, if they could communicate, what do they run into that's a pain in the ass for them, like they have to deal with. And like it's kind of like that. And I try to, there's that aspect of it, and it comes down to just to a writing routine. Every morning I write for 20 minutes, and some days I get a whole week's worth of ideas, some days nothing, but either way they eventually hit, hopefully. And yeah, with that, it's a lot of editing, going back into them, like this works, this one's not that great, maybe I'll shuffling through the mix. And sometimes I'll scrap a comic and then go back to it months later and be like, oh, you know what, if I just like move that word or change that into a toaster or something instead of a coffee mug, maybe that'll do something. So this is a lot of weird thinking behind it all, I'd say. There's not a precise process, but I just try to observe, and I try to relate to people as well. Like I've just discovered anything that that happens to me when it comes to a situation or something, chances are it may feel like it's just you alone, but chances are somebody else has that situation happening to them. So that's kind of the method to the madness. It doesn't always pan out, but sometimes it does. And I love using inanimate objects, but I also do, like relationships and talking animals. A lot of bad puns. You name it. I mean, it's all in there. So I try to really mix it up. And reason too is my attention span is so short. That's what's great about Break of Day. I try to just land that one punch that's going to take you a second to read, get it, and just that's it. You can move on with your day, to your TikTok videos, whatever you want to do. So.
Yeah, exactly. At the age of algorithm video, getting that pushed into your feed nonstop is just interesting. Right? We're just talking about social media, hence why Comics Kingdom is such a cool outlet. Biased, of course, but it's such a cool outlet because it is just focusing on comics. Right? You got your stream of what you're reading there, as opposed to, whatever political nonsense is happening or drama is happening right now in conjunction to some weird thing and a bunch of cat videos.
Cat
all that is distracting, right? So 100%. Have you ever? Well, I'm sure. Let me rephrase this. I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. How often do you leave things on the cutting room floor that are just like, no, I can't push that button?
Man, quite often, almost daily. There's just a lot of, but it's, again, like sometimes I'll go back. I do. I go back and I look at my notebook. I just have a crummy notebook that I spent $1 on Amazon and scribble things. And part of my problem is a lot of times I can't read my own writing. So I have to go back and like, what was I trying to even say there, and then re-examine it. And it happens often. It's just a lot of again going back, and sometimes just something clicks days or weeks later, and I can't even explain it. And even if it's like a good idea that I feel like I wrote, I'll
Mhm.
still like wait a few days and then revisit it again because sometimes that good idea come to find out wasn't great or good.
Mm.
So then I'll tweak it again, and yeah, hopefully at the end of the day, it's a it's a good comic. Yeah, I never know what ones are going to be like a huge hit, what ones won't.
Right.
I've had some real viral comics out there that are ones that when I created, I'm kind of like, it's ain't the best, but I'll just put it out, I'll put it out, and ends up going a ton of shares, going kind of viral, and then other ones I think, oh my gosh, this is the best cartoon I think I've ever created in my life, and I'll crickets. So
Do you ever share with like do you have like your own focus group? I should say, there's any like friends, family that you find you share your strips first and see the reaction and then you bring it out to us?
no, I have tried with my daughter. She's 9, and just everything is like, I don't get it, Dad. I don't. What is this? This is silly. This
Is
is
that how you
no.
know it's magic? You're like, oh, she doesn't get it. Okay, that means I'm there.
That's like every comic. So if I just take her opinion on all every break of day cartoon, I'm not sure how productive. I'd probably be a bit behind deadline right now. But it, it's coming. It's coming along. I explained the jokes to her a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, okay,
do you
okay."
have do you have any one type of, I guess, gag that you really like to lean into? Like, is it the inanimate objects? Is it like when you get into cats or dogs? Like, is that more of what you enjoy?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, I love a lot of. I put death in my cartoons a lot of times. I think he's just a fun character to play around with because there's so many different things you can do with them. It's a little morbid and it's a little fun. And we have 5 cats here, so I love cats. That's our limit, by the way. 5. We love them to death. They're all family, and they spark a lot of inspiration. So a lot of cat cartoons, love doing. But yeah, this the inanimate objects. One of my favorite ones, the ones I did with nail clippers. I mean, so it's which I think that was the only one ever did with nail clippers. But if I can find something else with that, I think that would be a good one too.
I think one of the best that I've seen, one of my favorites. Let me take it as the best out of it. One of my favorites was, I think he did a crime scene, like a murder scene, and it was the remote control, like the batteries had fallen out,
Okay,
and it was just like it was again like a crime scene.
I
The
remember
batteries
that
were
one.
checking out the cars, and it just killed me. I loved it. It's just one of those things that, yeah, of course that's what's happening. And I think there's another one that this is I think where you leaned a bit into like pushing it, and I loved it because you did this. Was the phones using like phone covers as like protection? They were about to be intimate, and it was like using a screen
Oh,
cover. As
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was that was hilarious to me. But yeah, same thing. I like when you push those sort of buttons there. I guess that
Awesome,
speaks
thank you.
more.
Yeah, I have dropped the remote on our floor so many times, and it just the batteries spew out, and then they go underneath the couch, and you can't find them, and so it goes back to like I was saying, just about every day. That happens to me on has happened on many occasions to me with dropping the remote and having that
Yeah, I
almost
think
break.
that's one of the highlights of the strip, right? Exactly that. There's everyday experiences that you just kind of bring into these little moments that turn into something else, like a crime scene, or, yeah, obviously two cell phones being romantic or whatnot. Um,
The cell phones here at the house do not get romantic. That's the only thing I will say.
yeah,
But
I'm gonna have to look at
I mean,
mine and see
maybe. I mean,
if it,
after we all go to bed, I don't know what they do. So maybe, but as far as I
yeah,
know,
I'm gonna have to check to see what's happening in my household, right? What's going on with those bad boys? But I guess that speaks more to me as and my humor, and I think the selling point that I was just getting to in terms of Break of Day is that you have such variety that almost everyone has a sliver of Break of Day that they can relate to, the everyday life stuff or the pets, etc. But yeah, I think I just if I can expand on that to me is one of the highest hallmarks of your strip.
well, thanks. That's kind of the goal. Like, I hope just putting it out every day. Like, even if there's some days where there's something that someone may just be like, I can't relate to this at all. Hopefully the
Hmm.
next day they'll know, like, oh, well, maybe they'll eventually catch on. Like, if you keep reading, there's going to be something that's going to
Yeah.
strike a chord with you. Because I get
How
it. Not every comic's gonna do the trick.
how ahead of schedule are you? Not even from a production standpoint, just in terms of workflow. Because you mentioned that sometimes you come back to them. I guess are you like weeks ahead and that affords you that luxury, or do you just like say, no, this is not going to work? you replace it with another thought, and then you still come back to something that just for whatever reason you thought didn't work.
Yeah. Sorry, my daughter walked in the room. I kind of
Oh, it's okay. Hello.
I missed a portion of that. Just a minute. Anyway,
It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you need to take
yeah,
a break,
but
we
you're
can
talking
pause for
how
like
far
3
ahead of
seconds.
schedule am I? Yeah, actually, I'm happy. I'm about like I'm right now. I'm working on Thanksgiving comics. So,
Wow. Okay.
and
Oh
we're
yeah.
recording this in again we were talking about
Like end
yeah,
of
it's
summer. Yeah. This is the September basically.
August. So
Yeah. September, August.
I got that part of the question. I'm sorry if I missed the.
No, no, that's it. So it was really that. Is how far ahead are you working? So you mentioned
Okay.
that sometimes you'll come back to something a week later and say you come. So it just automatically I said to myself, well, how far ahead are you on comics, right? Like where are you in terms of setting up jokes and so on? And so maybe talk about that a bit. How hard or easy is that for you to say, I'm at Thanksgiving now, and you start theming things for that, or do you not take any of that into account? You're just like, I'm just drawing. I'm just drawing, and whatever comes, comes.
No, I totally I'm trying to get the holidays as much as possible. Especially like yeah, Halloween is a favorite of mine. So
Okay.
I got like a week's worth of Halloween stuff coming up.
Okay.
Thanksgiving too. Yeah, I I'm just now starting those, so I'd like to say I'll have a week's worth of stuff. Hopefully so, because I like those are you talk what I like to work on too, like any kind of like yeah like turkeys for the holidays, like that's a funny area too, and just like the family coming over and football, all that stuff. So yeah, no, it's a good area for me. The fall is good good coverage for me to come up with some ideas. Some holidays I got nothing though. I think it was like April Fools. I couldn't think of a thing for it. I've had a few of those, but I look at the calendar and try to pace out like where I'll be, and then now but like when I'm writing, I still like come up with random ideas too. So I'll have that mindset of hey, let's try to come up with some Thanksgiving ideas, but also hey, let's just come up with ideas so I can stay ahead of the game a little bit too. So
Do you keep like a note sheet of ideas? Like it's just like
yeah,
you just have that going and you just refer to that.
I wish I had it sitting here. Yeah, my crummy notebook is just I don't have it. Dang it, it's over there somewhere. Uh, yeah, no, it's just a full. It's a just a cheap old notebook.
Yeah.
I just use a pen. Um, I sketch the idea real quick. It's really crappy looking sketch that you can't tell what it is. And my handwriting too is really bad in this process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just I fill that. It takes me like three months or so to fill up a notebook of 100 pages or so, and then yeah, I comb through that and buy another notebook. That's really it.
Following suit there, I know you're on TikTok. I've seen some lives that you do on TikTok, or some recordings that you've uploaded there. It seems like you're also part of your local art scene. Do you do live art as well?
Yeah, I do. So I'm close to Palm Springs out here. We moved kind of close to Palm Springs. So I call it my weekly Comic Con. I'm not doing it I don't do it over the summer because it's a little too warm, but they have a art fest called Village Fest. And it's just a really awesome, cool, it's not like your typical like farmer's market. It's art and unique ideas. And I've been doing that 3 years. Every Thursday night, I hop out there and I sketch. I sell my cat and dog cartoon books and sketch people's pets in them and chat and sell prints. And it's a lot of fun
That sounds like
out
fun.
there. And actually coming up soon too, I'm going to be in a gallery in Palm Springs. Break of Day is going to have downtown, in fact. And breaking news, Break of Day. More to come on this, but no, I know a gallery owner, and we had coffee this morning actually, and we're scoping out the area. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be really
That's
cool. We're going to
great.
have T-shirts, prints, all kinds of stuff right downtown Palm Springs. So if you don't read Break of Day in the paper or wherever, you'll be able to next time you're in town, stop by and yeah, see what's available
That's
there.
great,
So
man, and congrats. That sounds really really cool. If I have a
thanks.
chance to, I'll definitely check it out myself. Right, but that's really really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. More information to come. This is still
Yeah,
really a
yeah.
work in progress, and but yeah, I'm excited about that. It's the type of stuff I love, and yeah, Thursday nights it's just nice to get out of the studio, and it's just funny how I did it kind of as an experiment. But Village Fest, honestly, is I do better. When I say better, just more of a crowd out there a lot of times in that Comic Cons and stuff, because it's tourists and people are really into just yeah, you like unique art and everything. So I mean, I'll tell any cartoonist, wherever you're at, like if you have a local festival or anything going on, you'd be surprised sometime that the amount of attention comics can bring to just wherever you're at. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Comic Con. It can be just type, like stuff like Village Fest.
That's actually a great point and something I can segue to right now. We're recording this after about the week after the Rubens, and the Rubens, for anyone that isn't aware on this recording of what it is, the Reuben Awards every year is a celebration of cartooning and the talent and the amazing material that's created every year in this medium, and it's everyone, the cartoonists from around the country, and I guess globe to some extent, but around the country gather in different cities. This year was Boston, to celebrate that. And we would give out awards and acknowledgments for best newspaper strip, best graphic novel, best comic book artist, etc., etc. It's our Oscars, if you will. And uh, one of the things that I think about actively is that Breakup Day has joined this group of cartoonists. You've been an NCS chapter chair, and you're part of obviously your local chapter in California. But how does it feel to be amongst all of that, and be part of that community? And if I can, here on the King Feature side of things, be in the same pages as like Blondie and Beetle Bailey and
Yeah.
Hagar and Mutts and all of these major,
No, it's surreal,
classics.
because yeah, just
And then
growing up. I
obviously
mean,
have something as
I'd
amazing as
hear
you
about the
here now.
Rubens and be like, man, I so wish I could be there, someday and be a part of that crowd. And no,
Uh,
like it's just
that one,
amazing.
one,
Like even
one
right now,
second,
Breakup
one
Days
second, Nate. I'm
neighbors.
sorry. I'm so sorry, Nate. So sorry, Nate. Yeah, I think you just got to restart that one because it gave me the thing saying that it clicked off and I lost you for a sec. So maybe just like begin that the beginning of part what you were saying we lost there.
Okay,
Yeah, and
I
this I'll just edit out whatever. So just making sure that I got the timestamp.
gotcha.
Let me make that.
Yeah, no, I was just saying like, yeah, no, it's freaking amazing. Like right now, Breakup Day is neighbors with Family Circus a lot of times, and
That's awesome.
just I grew up reading that comic, and just and then at events to hang out with just people I grew up with is just amazing. Just San Diego Comic Con when you're out there, sitting in the NCS booth and chilling out with just legends of the cartooning world. It's pretty surreal still. And it's still like, no matter where I'm at, like I love to keep learning off other cartoonists and figure out like what they're doing and get to know them and hear their backgrounds and stuff. And it's such a unique profession. It's just there's no one journey is the same basically for every cartoonist. We're all different in so many ways, and so it's great just making friends with people I admire a lot, because anyone will tell you it's not an easy profession. There's a lot of, depending where you're at. I mean, just it's a tough job to have, and a lot of people think we're just sitting around in our boxers drawing funny pictures, drinking beer, but no, I mean, there's a lot to it. So I admire these people, and yeah, so it's fantastic. It's amazing.
Well, one of the things that and yeah, and yes, you should keep tapping yourself on the back there and patting yourself on the back on the ability to do that because um you guys create magic. And by you guys I mean you artists, all of you create magic. And I think sometimes it's easy for you as a cartoonist and myself as in this medium with you all on the business side of things to forget just how magical the stuff you do is, right? 99% of the people can't get what's in here onto paper and have it come to life the way someone like you can. And so, yeah, if I can, you're a magician, man. Just short and sweet there. And it's important that I think we recognize that, and we do. That's why when you do your live art, I'm sure you probably see a crowd and everyone enjoys that. It's literally you're a street magician. This is something that we just can't do easily, and it's awesome because of that.
It's Well, yeah, it's what can I say? I mean, just a lot of it was growing in school, just drawing instead of paying attention, and
Yeah.
sometimes I was talking about that the other day. Like, just I got in trouble many a times by doing that, and
Yeah.
it's just so there's a lot of practice involved to get to where I'm at. A lot of day jobs, as well. I talk about those sometimes. I used to wait tables, built barbed wire fences in the middle of Kansas for a while. I used to do tech support, sell
Wait, I
cars.
think we got to stop this podcast and talk about that for a second, or just the rest of the podcast. Barbed wire fences in Kansas.
Yeah.
I am now need to know everything about that.
Oh man, that was the Fakeses, believe it or not, a lot of them are from Kansas, and my dad's from there. And so, growing up, I actually went to middle school in Kansas, sixth through eighth grade. And then after high school, I moved back for a little bit, just a little, for about a year and a half. So outside of high school, I was still trying to figure things out. I was still getting my cartooning groove in. Nothing was clicking. This is, again, my little, prior to Break of Day or anything. So yeah, a buddy of mine, his dad built barbed wire fences, and this is in a town called Lindsborg, Kansas. You probably haven't heard of it. It's right in the middle of the state. And it's like, hey, you need a job, and I was working at Pizza Hut too, and so that was my food. That was where I got my food from, Pizza Hut, because I worked there and made all the free food I wanted. And then I still wanted some more money, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So 6 a.m. we'd go out in the middle of nowhere, literally nowhere. I mean, there's nothing around. And my job was to like hold the post, and he'd take a big bulldozer and pound it. And I was there
That sounds safe.
I can't believe I didn't get bonked on the head and survived that job, but I did. And then stretch barbed wire across just fields, and yeah. Not my cut. No, it is not my passion. Not something I'd recommend doing.
You don't do this in on your weekends right now, just like your
It
spare
does
time?
not sound like fun whatsoever. And but I have more mosquito bites to this day that I still scratch from that as well. Like just being out there and but hey man, you do it. You
You do
got
what
to
you got to
do when
do
you're.
it, but that's one of the more interesting, I guess, gigs, right? That sounds like an episode of Dirty Jobs.
Oh,
It
big time!
sounds like
Oh my
that.
gosh, yeah. No, it was it was brutal, and it was middle of summertime too, just out in the sun and no shade, anything. It was so yeah. I've heard about some bad jobs. I do bring that one up. I'm like, I don't know if your job is that that.
Yeah, yeah. In the world of pretty tough jobs, that I think that one's up there, like barbed
It was
wire.
up there
So,
for a
yeah.
while. It didn't last long though. I was doing that maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that. Not long.
Well, thankfully, so we got you cartooning now. So that's great.
Yeah. Otherwise, would have who God knows a break day would have turned out as. Again, if I would have got bonked in the head or whatever, like surprised didn't happen.
So Nate, before we cut out of here, I guess what's next for Break of Day? What do we have in the pipeline that we can talk about?
Oh man, well, I definitely got some more books I want to create with Break a Day, and yeah, I'm looking to do more events and everything, and yeah, just keep the inanimate objects talk and rolling, as much as possible. I'm just all the time I'm trying to just make it as good as possible and just different as possible, and it always try to as tech changes and everything too, there's
Yeah.
going to be some new yeah, just relatable tech comics coming out and stuff. And yeah, no, the world is, who knows, Break of Day is just a ever growing, keeping going world.
Yeah, it's just continuing its steady climb to like comic domination.
Yeah,
Like-
there we go, comic dominate. That's going to be the plan. I'm going to write that up on my wall here, domination, Break of Day. But yeah, no, it's going well. There's a lot of greeting. I don't know if people know this or not too. There's a lot of greeting cards with Break of Day on it.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, those are out there too, and that's really interesting to see how those do. They're doing really well in the UK right now, which is funny. It's just New Zealand and Australia and the UK.
Well, our folks across the pond, I think, can enjoy some of our humor. So that's probably what's doing it there.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
it's part of their culture. It's deeper in their culture than ours. I think they still mail letters to each other and stuff.
yeah, I find it interesting what ones are killing it out there. And anyways, it's
Yeah,
a
but
little
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We want to keep that going. Nate,
yeah.
where can we find you specifically?
Yeah, I mean, all over the place. I'm so like my big social account is Instagram. I post
Hmm.
cartoons on there
Hmm.
every day. It's not the newest ones that come out on Comics Kingdom, FYI. Those wait a while and then I post them later on. But I have like a backlog of material, so I'm posting on there. It's Nate_fakes on Instagram. On TikTok, I'm still getting my groove on there. Like haven't quite figured out everything, but you mentioned I am on there. And sadly, I forget my handle. I think it's Nate underscore fakes. We'll have to look that one up. Just again, my last name. So like, if you just type in Nate fakes, I mean, like, there's not many of us out there. I
Right.
think I'm the only one. That's you should be able to find it that way. And then yeah, my website too is nfakes.com. So if you go there, you can check out a lot of old comics and illustrations. I used to do Red Bull. I worked for Red Bull too in LA, and some of those are on there, and Break a Day and all kinds of goodies. My graphic novel too. So yeah,
Yeah,
all over the place a
that's
little bit.
great. And of course, like you called it out, you can always come to Comics Kingdom and see the latest and greatest, and even early access to material. If you subscribe, you get to see up to a week early of your stuff. Since
Yeah,
you're
totally. It's pretty
well
big.
ahead of schedule, you get to see the stuff before everyone else, and get into the nitty gritty um, of Break of Day.
hundred
Well,
percent. Yeah.
it goes without saying, Nate, and everyone here, thanks for listening today to Inside the Kingdom. I hope this has sparked some curiosity. If you're not familiar with it, with Nate Fakes or his work, to dig deeper into his archives and get familiar with it, and head on over to Comics Kingdom, of course, to check out the latest. And if you're plotting content for future episodes, like other King feature talent, etc., let's chat, let's vibe. And so, until next time, let's keep laughing, keep creating, and keep exploring the funny side of life.
See you guys.